I'm sure every fan base feels like their team deserves to win the Super Bowl. And I'm sure a lot of other fan bases out there are going to heavily disagree.
We'll find something to nitpick because it's the Patriots. And I'll tell you why we hate the Patriots. Sorry.
You hate winners.
No problem. We hate winners. We hated the Yankees. We hated Duke basketball.
When you think of the NFL fan bases who deserve a Super Bowl the most, it doesn't take long for the Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns, or Minnesota Vikings to come to mind, as these loyal fan bases have never seen their team hoist a Lombardi Trophy. These are the NFL fan bases that don't deserve another Super Bowl title anytime soon. New England Patriots. Those poor New England Patriots fans. 2021 marked the franchise's third straight year without a Super Bowl victory or a playoff win. Man, those fans have had it tough.
Yeah, right.
Pats Nation celebrated 6 Super Bowl championships and 9 AFC title banners in a 17-year span from 2001 to 2018. They only missed the playoffs twice, and never once did New England record a losing season during that time period. So yeah, sorry Patriots fans, you need to go like another 15 or 20 years without a championship before the rest of the football world even starts to feel the slightest bit sorry for you. Look, I'm not trying to be harsh, but your team set the golden standard for 2 decades with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Just embrace the whole they hate us because they ain't us thing, and it's not like the Celtics, Bruins, or Red Sox have been schmucks in recent years either. We all envy you, Pats Nation. Hey, congrats on the billion Super Bowl champions. On behalf of almost every other NFL fan base, here's hoping you don't win another one for a long time. Dallas Cowboys. And part of us feels bad for putting America's team on this list because there are millions of diehard loyal Cowboys fans who are longing for another Super Bowl championship. And many young Dallas fans weren't around for the franchise's golden years of the 90s. But man, between Jerry Jones, the bandwagoners, and the loudmouth Cowboys fans who guarantee a Super Bowl every single year, we just had to include Dallas here. I mean, Jerry really makes no sense. How often do you hear him express an obsession with winning another Super Bowl? Yet this is the same guy who kept Jason Garrett around for a whole decade. And come on now, it's not like a franchise with 5 Super Bowl champions desperately needs a 6th. Yes, it's been over a quarter century since Dallas last won it all, but there are 12 teams who are still aching to get their first title. Cowboys fans bring up the 90s championship teams like it all happened yesterday. Could you imagine if they won the Super Bowl this year? We would rather not go down that path, so it's just easier to root against America's team. Philadelphia Eagles. Few fan bases in North America are as disliked as the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, who else would boo Santa Claus at a home game? Philly sports fans are renowned for being overly raucous and harsh, not just to the opposing team, but even to their own players as well. And yet, it was kind of hard to not be happy for this fan base when they won Super Bowl 52 over the New England Patriots. I mean, that Nick Foles-led team was more of a fun underdog story than anything else, and beating the evil Empire Patriots in the big game? It was either the Eagles or the Pats folk. Pick your poison, but I think most people outside of New England were pretty happy with the outcome. That was then, however, and this is now. You got your Super Bowl ring already, Philadelphia, and quite frankly, you really don't need another. We have a feeling that Eagles fans wouldn't be happy even if they won a Super Bowl, say, every 2 years. You Philly fans need to learn how to be happy with one for now. And don't get overly greedy for once. Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, the reason the Jaguars fan base is not deserving of a Super Bowl is much different than that of the Patriots, Cowboys, and Eagles supporters. And quite frankly, it's because the Jaguars just don't have much of a fan base to begin with. Duval County is a tiny market compared to some of the other powerhouses in the NFL. Plus, a ton of locals clearly just don't care for the Jaguars. You know, unless they're a winning team, which is quite rare. This franchise has always been near the very bottom of the league in attendance for over a decade and counting. And look, we get it. It's hard to cheer for a team that literally never wins, but loyalty matters. The Raiders fan base never went away, and Bills Mafia was always rowdy in Buffalo, even during their 17-year playoff drought. The Jaguars are like the Tampa Bay Rays of Major League Baseball and the NHL's Arizona Coyotes. There just isn't really a significant following at all. So why should you win a Super Bowl when you'll forget about it within a few days? Jags fans need to earn it before they can honestly say their franchise deserves a championship parade. Enough said. Kansas City Chiefs. Prior to the Chiefs winning Super Bowl 54, which, by the way, ended a 50-year championship drought, they certainly wouldn't have been on this list. But there are two Chiefs fans in particular that we would rather not see celebrating another title. And that would be Jackson Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes, aka the brother and wife of Chiefs star quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Another Chiefs Super Bowl would only mean more annoying social media posts from the both of them. Do we really need more Jackson Mahomes TikTok videos? Or people picking fights with Brittany Mahomes? We really don't need more of these social media distractions taking away the accomplishments of the players on the field. Sorry, Chiefs fans, we love most of you, but we're not quite ready to see Jackson and Brittany celebrate another Super Bowl title. New York Giants. Maybe they haven't been doing it a whole lot recently compared to the 90s and 2000s, but New York-based sports teams have spoiled the Big Apple with a ton of success. It's honestly kind of hard for us to sympathize with New York sports fans unless they're diehard Jets or Knicks supporters. The Giants won Super Bowls 42 and 46, defeating the mighty Patriots on both occasions. Not to mention, the G-Men also won Super Bowl 25 against the Buffalo Bills. So the fan base had not one, not two, but 3 Super Bowl titles to celebrate within 21 years. And oh no, the Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009? We just can't feel sorry for Giants fans compared to Jets supporters. The G-Men have only been a laughingstock since 2017 really, whereas the Jets have been awful for the better part of the past half century. Now, we would love to see the Jets, or the Bills for that matter, win a championship for their fan bases before the Giants win another. Washington Commanders. We really didn't want to put the Commanders on here. We know Dan Snyder is the worst owner among all North American professional sports teams, and that he single-handedly turned one of the NFL's proudest franchises into the epitome of disgrace and dysfunction, but that doesn't entirely excuse the Washington supporters here. This used to be one of the largest and most passionate NFL fan bases, but attendance and ticket sales have declined rapidly over the years. It's honestly not uncommon for FedEx Field to be taken over by the opposing team's fans either. In fact, during the last 3 seasons with fans, Washington has managed the worst attendance percentage twice, in 2021 and 2018. And it's not like they've been terrible during that time either. They finished with 7 wins in 2018, but only managed to fill under 3/4 of FedEx Field. Through the good and the bad, you need to stand by your team. Too many locals obviously don't care enough to support the Commanders unless they're winning. That to us isn't a fan base that deserves a championship parade. And besides, the Capitals and Nationals just won championships in 2018 and 2019 respectively. Los Angeles Chargers. If the Chargers were still in San Diego, they wouldn't be on this list. But you see, the Chargers moved to Los Angeles in 2017, where they have just failed to develop much of a following at all. The Dignity Health Sports Park was always filled with opposing teams' fans during the Chargers' 3 seasons there. That didn't change much in 2021. Whether it's Pittsburgh Steelers, Denver Broncos, Las Vegas Raiders, New England Patriots, or Kansas City Chiefs fans, the Chargers supporters seem to be outnumbered by visiting supporters more often than not. Plus, you really do get the feeling that LA is more of a Rams city than a Chargers city. Not to mention, LA has been spoiled by the Lakers, Kings, and more recently, the Dodgers. So it's not like Los Angeles' 20th favorite sports team needs a championship to appease the market. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We don't just have the Buccaneers on here because they won Super Bowl 55, and not just because most fans are sick of Tom Brady winning. No, the main reason the Bucs are on here, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. The fans just don't seem to care about the team much unless they're winning. You saw how empty Raymond James Stadium was for all those years before Brady arrived in 2020. Attendance was consistently near the very bottom throughout the 2010s. In 2019, they placed 30th. That number jumped up to the 21st spot in the 2021 season. And Super Bowl 55 wasn't even the Bucs' first championship. This franchise won it all not too long ago, back in the 2002 season. But attendance wasn't exactly high in the years following Tampa's first championship title. Do you see where we're getting at with all this? Congrats to true non-bandwagon and non-fairweather Buccaneers fans, but that was your second title in the 21st century. I think you're good for now. Los Angeles Rams. Okay, you can probably guess the two main reasons for us placing the Rams on this list. Number one, they just won the Super Bowl, in their home venue of SoFi Stadium no less. And number two, this isn't exactly the most devoted or loyal fan base either. We know we said earlier that the Rams are more popular in LA than the Chargers, and well, that is largely because the Rams emerged as a winner following Sean McVay's arrival in 2017. Plus, the Rams actually played in LA from 1946 to 94 before relocating to St. Louis, so the LA roots were already there to begin with. But honestly, I don't think we have to explain how little LA seems to care about their NFL franchises. The Rams, for crying out loud, tried limiting ticket sales to San Francisco 49ers fans for the 2021 NFC Championship game because their stadium was about to be overrun by visiting supporters. They knew they had to do something, else the Niners faithful would have taken over that game the same way they did for their Week 18 contests. And it's not just 49ers fans who invade SoFi Stadium during Rams home games, of course. Remember when the Green Bay Packers fans completely took over Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in 2018? In all honesty, Los Angeles is more into the Lakers, Dodgers, Clippers, and Angels than the Rams. The Rams and Chargers are really just the new kids on the block, so it's gonna take some time for them to grow their fan bases in the LA market. And did we mention that the Rams are the most recent Super Bowl champs and that their fans barely showed up to that championship parade? Yep, I'd say they don't need another empty Super Bowl parade anytime soon. But which NFL fan base do you think deserves a Super Bowl the least? Join us in the comments section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.